Okay, new patch. Engine upgrade. Given that Mechabellum has entered a more stable phase, we now have time to carry out some more rudimentary work. We have decided to perform a minor upgrade to the game engine in this patch. This minor upgrade will not result in any visually noticeable changes in the game. More visible performance and quality of life improvements will come in future updates. Okay, this is very nice. Balance changes. Mountain. Saturation bombardment. Range from 40 to 20. Attack interval modifier from 300 to 200. Okay, interesting. Haven't used this technology much, so I don't know its strength. Smoke bomb price 200 to 150. I think the smoke bomb is very bad. Actually, I initially thought it was very good, but it turns out the tooltip was wrong and it shoots the smoke bomb so seldom. So I don't think that's gonna change that. It's like way too... The second volley of the smoke bomb is way too slow. Might be good in 2 versus 2 or something like that. But like the first smoke can be blocked by a crawler or whatever. And then the fight is basically over before the second one arrives. Anti-aircraft ammunition. Attack modifier minus 50% to minus 40%. Price from 150 to 100. Developers note, currently Mountain's win rate is relatively low. We hope to improve Mountain's performance by buffing its niche techs. This I have a lot of experience with the anti-aircraft ammunition. And I've tested it in multiple situations. Basically with the extended range Mountain. So you have 2 minus attack modifiers. And I've noticed you cannot click the anti-aircraft ammunition technology. It's too much. It doesn't kill anything anymore. And then you lose to like a 1 suck melter or whatever. Or even a leveled overlord. Or more commonly like Abys. Like Abys is the counter for the Mountain. So I think that this is not gonna change that. But it's a scary tech to buff. If they buff this too much, I think this unit will kill everything after that. So yeah, but I think you cannot click this technology. It's just not gonna happen. Farseer. New tech aerial specialization increases attack against aerial units by 75 and increases range by 30 when attacking aerial units. And the cost of this technology is 200. I kinda don't like the role they are forcing the Farseer into. Like, I think this game needs another answer for wasps. But I feel the fact that it counters like both. Like why wasps are good, for example, is that you can use a front line with it, like sledgehammers, balls, or you can build raid, and when the enemy builds marksman, you can put wasp in between them. So the wasp tank for the raid when a single target damage is trying to lock onto it. So I kind of don't like the fact that the Farseer does both. Like it kills a raid, it kills wasp, it kills sledgehammers, it kills balls. And now like the anti-air tech is pretty good, probably against especially raids and wasps. So I'm expecting this to be a pretty strong one. And only for 200 cost. But it is pretty scary to build more of these Farseers and try to go aerial spec. Then the enemy can actually try to intercept these missiles later on in the game. And then if you click the burst mode, which is buffed also here, burst mode attack interval from plus 250 to 200. Then like chaff and wasp become a lot better. And why this burst mode is pretty bad is that like I said, the Farseer is an early game unit. It's so bad on like round 6 and onward, but it's super good on round 2, 3, 4. And usually if you build Farseer that early, you don't have money to develop proper chaff clear. So you use the Farseer for every role, like it clears chaff, it clears medium units. And then when you click the burst mode, the enemy can just overwhelm you with something like wasps, usually, or just you don't have enough normal chaff clear at that point. It comes like online too late, I think. Developers note, currently the game lacks high HP all-around anti-air units on the ground, and we hope that the Farseer with anti-air specialization can fill this role. Yeah, I expect this technology to be very good. And when they made this non-rare unit, they nerfed its attack speed, but the DPS stayed the same. It has really shown. This unit was way too good before. I think now it's in a pretty good spot. I don't have a problem with it. I had a big problem with it before. Then rate. HP minus 3%, attack minus 3%. This surprises me a little bit. They haven't touched the rate in a long time. I think it is a really strong unit though. But I feel like the problem with the rate is also that the level 2 rate, especially with the item, is so hard to kill. So I think it comes down to rate levels most of the time. Like if the enemy is choosing to counter you with anti-air marksman, for example, the levels are the ones that matter. So maybe changing the experience rate would be better than to change these statistics or the XP required to level. But I think it makes a lot of sense. Rate is pretty strong in my opinion. Abys. Actually, people have been complaining or haven't been understanding what I mean when I say Abys. Like, how the fuck are you supposed to pronounce it? Abys? I don't understand. How else could you pronounce it? Okay, back to the balance. Developers note, after several buffs, Abys is currently a bit too strong. Reducing its HP will enable anti-air units to counter Abys more effectively. Additionally, the newly added Farseer with anti-air spec can also be a good option for countering Abys. Yeah, that is true. Like but this is kind of weird because they buffed the wreckage recycling in the last patch, right? And that means you kind of need to have a melter against it. But now they are saying that, hey, you don't need a melter. You can counter it with anti-air Farseer, anti-air marksman. But yeah, the Abys, I don't know if it has been like this good that it requires a nerf. I think going range and suck melting point against it has been really powerful. I don't have a problem with Abys unless I build like a board that it's really bad against it. Like if you overcommit into Mustangs, for example, or Fangs or Scorpions, you will lose to the Abys. Or if you commit like to a factory too early, go mountain. So the Abys is good, but it's not like a unit that you can slam down anytime. I have tried that as well a lot. It has worked sometime, but I think people don't understand you need to click the suck on the melting point to counter it. They build like level 1 melters with range, then they don't level it, then they just die. You need a level 2 and suck against the Abys. But yeah, it makes sense. It probably has a pretty good win rate. But I suspect it's a lot because people don't know how to counter it. Another thing that counters it pretty good is field maintenance sledgehammers and actually armor rhinos. Because they are so small, the Abys misses, or even if it hits, it doesn't do that much damage. So like actually level 2 armor rhinos are super good against the Abys. Or field maintenance sledges. Like the sledges is also so small that the Abys beam doesn't do enough damage to them. Specialist, amplify spec, small amplifying cores, HP and attack modifiers plus 20 to plus 22. Okay. It is the specialist is on the weaker side. Supply spec HP modifier from minus 500 to minus 600. Okay, so when they modify these HP numbers, it means their win rate, the specialist win rate is too high. It's so crazy to me how the supply spec is so low HP. It's risky to play, I think. You lose a couple of rounds, then you die to a war factory. Starting unit packs. Crawler and Stormcaller. Plus 200. Oh, okay, maybe this is why they are changing the supply spec. I was just thinking that picking Stormcaller as a supply spec, you were like 3600 HP or something, very low. So they are buffing that, makes a lot of sense. Hound and Storm pack, plus 100 hit points. Marksman Tarantula pack, plus 100 hit points. The Marksman Tarantula is so bad actually. I think the correct way to play this is, if you need to pick it, is to go Assault Marksman and not try to use the Marksman as like a Phoenix replacement. Arclight Sledgehammer pack, minus 200 hit points. Arclight Steel Ball pack, minus 100 hit points. And bug fixes. Fix the issue where text sometimes fail to be loaded on units located in the flank area after teleportation. Fix the issue where undoing intensive training operation did not correctly undo unit experience. Interesting. Yeah, I think pretty good balance patch. Some interesting changes. Don't think the big changes like the anti-air ammunition, smoke bomb, burst mode, Farseer. Don't think they are gonna matter a lot. I think the anti-air Farseer is gonna matter a lot though. So we shall see. Thank you for watching.